Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we're going to be talking about how we got some really good news coming out of the Federal Reserve. We had Jerome Powell give us a very dovish speech at the Jackson Hole Symposium, the little vacation that they have in Jackson, Wyoming. Okay, and it was enough to make the markets excited enough that we might be getting an interest rate cut in September. That's back on the table again after Jerome Powell spoke. Speaking about speaking, let me just double check my volume here.
We might be getting an
okay. All right. Yep. So markets are going a little bit nuts this morning. Stock market's also doing pretty well as well. Everybody's putting money back into the markets again. You can see Ethereum is up 11%, almost 12%. Jeez, look at that. It's about to be 12% right now on Ethereum. Yeah, look at that. 12%. Ethereum at 4,700 and gunning for that $4,867 all-time high that it had back in November of 2021. So we're looking at some pretty good things here. And I see here in the live chat, John316 is saying, Damien, you can't be bearish no more. We are pumping. Smash the like. Of course, go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. Especially since we're getting a nice green day here in the markets. And he said, Damien the ex-bear. I was still bullish on Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum and cryptocurrencies here. But I was, anticipating what could happen if we got some bad news out of Jackson Hole this week. The downside targets were around $108,000 and $104,000 Bitcoin. As long as we're above the 200-day moving average, which is comfortably below us at $100,000 Bitcoin, I can remain bullish. It's not until we lose the 200-day moving average, this red line here, that I actually become bearish on a particular asset. Okay, in this case Bitcoin. We would need Bitcoin's price to go down to 100K or less than that get below that 200-day moving average before I become bearish. Now, earlier this year, you know, back in like March and April, I was bearish on Bitcoin because we did lose the 200-day moving average. Things were looking pretty dark and dreary. But usually those are the times where you should be considering buying assets, because when everybody else is, when the sentiment is low and things are bad, like they got yesterday, and it was like that early this morning before Jerome Powell spoke. But that's usually when something positive and exciting happens, okay? Like we saw it back here in April, and that was able to push us above the 200-day moving average, which I then flipped bullish on Bitcoin again. And I've been bullish on Bitcoin since like April, okay? I haven't been bearish, okay? However, you know, we do get corrections, and we did get a correction here. And I was just game planning how far this correction could go down, because we saw Bitcoin go up to 124K, and Bitcoin was at 123K back in July. And some of the bears were making the case that we're making a double top here on Bitcoin. And if that was true, you know, then, you know, the game plan was that, yeah, Bitcoin was probably going to go down to like 104K or 108K, somewhere in that area, which is where we were trading back here in June, okay? But now with this bullish undertone, this dovish undertone that Jerome Powell has about inflation and interest rates, it could set us up to higher prices, and we could still probably be on track to see $130,000 Bitcoin, which is my 1272 fib extension here on Bitcoin. Okay, I think that could still be in play going into next month. I don't know if that's gonna happen this month. We still got 1 week left, okay, of August, but maybe we see this in September, $130,000 Bitcoin. I still thought, you know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago that getting to $130,000 was kind of like a stretch, but it was still a target. But it looks like, you know, right now we're just targeting, and I think a lot of us will be happy just to see Bitcoin get back to the all-time high of $124,500. I think we will all be excited and happy to see that, and our altcoins are gonna enjoy it. If we go into Bitcoin dominance, nice thing to see here with Bitcoin dominance is that Bitcoin dominance is getting a nice red candle on the daily chart here, and we are at around 58% on Bitcoin dominance. And now I can be bearish, I can still be bearish on Bitcoin dominance because we're below that 200-day moving average on Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance lost the 200-day on July 17th. You know, we came down, we back tested it, rejected it, bearishly back tested it again, rejected it for a second time, and that was your confirmation that, yeah, altcoin season is actually here, okay, or getting started, okay. I think once we actually make it down to this bear flag target that I got down here at 56%, you'll definitely feel like you're in altcoin season. And it looks like it says that around the first week of September, you're gonna feel like it's altcoin season, okay. And we should see like Bitcoin dominance go down another couple of percentage points from where we are right now, down into that 56.8 is what the target is, because I measured, you know, Bitcoin dominance, the bear flag here. This was the measured move. This was the flag right here. You take that measured move to where we're breaking out of that flag, and it says that we should see Bitcoin dominance get down to like 56.8%. And if that's the case, you're really gonna feel like you're in altcoin season. So yeah, I'm bearish on Bitcoin dominance as of now, and I'm still bullish on Bitcoin and the cryptos as well. How's everybody doing in the live stream, live chat? Seems like we're having a pretty slow day on my TikTok stream here, and also my YouTube guys. You guys are doing pretty well there. It's good to see you as well, John. Glad to see you you're in the chat. You want to take a look at Chronos, of course. Let's take a look at Chronos. And you say Chronos is on fire. Let's take a look at Chronos. Since you mentioned that it's on fire, we'll take that as the first request for today. I'm actually looking to do a shorter live stream than I have earlier this week. Usually I've been doing 2-hour live streams. I think I'm going to do a 1-hour live stream for this broadcast, because I got some things I want to do this weekend, like actually go enjoy my vacation. A 20x long on Aerodrome Finance. I got in at like $1.38 and I sold it at $1.54. I was trying to push it up to like $1.59. It actually got up to $1.59. Well, close to it. It got up to like $1.58, and just a penny away from my take profit, and then it came back down, and I moved my stop loss to like $1.54, so I got stopped out in profit. I made some money on Aerodrome Finance today. Yep. Alright, so let's get into Kronos here. Kronos is up 10% today. That's pretty solid. Looking like a lot of these other altcoins here. Not as crazy as Aerodrome. Aerodrome did go up 20% today. Actually, it's back at $1.54 right now, right where I sold it at. But yeah, I mean, I think the big talk of the town is actually Ethereum nowadays, because Ethereum is up 12%. But it's nice to see that Kronos is catching up and staying on pace here. Kronos is at 15.5 cents here. I still have the measure move to the upside at 16, almost 17 cents here. That's your 1272 target here on Kronos. Excuse me. And we got a 1618 fib extension level at 19 cents. I think 19 cents is what you're still looking for Kronos to the upside here. Let's see. We still maintain this uptrend. I can kind of draw that out right now. Let's do that trend line. So you're still maintaining this uptrend, although you kind of almost violated it a little bit. You are in that uptrend, and you're getting a bounce off the uptrend, so we can still remain bullish here on Kronos, especially with it maintaining this uptrend to the upside here. Let's see. Do I want it to run out like that? It was kind of looking like I think it was looking better like that. Yeah, so we did lose that, but now we're kind of getting back into the uptrend. So this is good to see here for Kronos. Let's take a look at the oscillators here for Kronos. Kronos oscillator, the RSI is at 58, so you have room to go to the upside if you want to, if you're allowed to do so. Okay. MACD, I do like the fact that you're starting to get a pink candle here on the MACD. Just get a few more pink candles, show that the selling pressure is done for now. And I think you can remain bullish here on Kronos. Let's take a look at the Market Cipher B now. Market Cipher B, you don't really have a green dot yet, but I'm expecting that if you get a good day today and a good day tomorrow, you'll probably see that green dot showing up here on Market Cipher B, saying that you should probably be buying Kronos. Right now we still have a red dot that's saying that, you know, we should have sold on August 14th here. But I think the pain might be coming to an end, especially with this the way the markets are looking. I think going into the rest of the weekend here, we're gonna actually have a bullish weekend for altcoins. So you might want to start picking up the altcoins that you like here. If Kronos is one of them, then I think you should try to add some Kronos right now if you haven't already. Let's see. Keon says day 2 Solana, we looking bullish, sir. Yeah, I am bullish on Solana. I actually entered a long on Solana after I heard about the good news from Jackson Hole. What Jerome Powell basically did and said today was that he said that inflation is still a concern, but he understands that inflation from tariffs doesn't happen all at once. So he's open to the idea that it doesn't happen all at once, and that it happens in certain categories, not all across the board. Okay, so he lightened up on his tone about how hawkish he is on inflation, and he still reiterated his concerns about the labor market showing some weakness. So that was enough to be like, hey guys, he's actually probably going to set us up for an interest rate cut in September. And that's why the markets got excited and bullish today and this morning, in my opinion. It's not just my opinion, it's the whole entire market's opinion. Everybody is getting bullish on assets now, stocks and crypto. Let's just take a look at see how the stock market's doing real quick here. We got the S&P 500 is up 1.5%. Dow Jones up 2%, and Nasdaq is up 1.83%. So yeah, they're happy over in stock market world, and that happiness is pouring into the cryptocurrency world here too. And Bitcoin dominance is going down. Really great day to be in crypto. and being altcoins this morning. Okay, so yeah, look at that. Ethereum just making some people rich today, I'll tell you that, especially if you're leverage trading it. And then also Aerodrome up 19%. I got in on that too. I took a chunk of that. Virtual up 10.7%. Chainlink has been in the news, and now Chainlink is up 11%. I'm actually in a Chainlink long. Looks like Chainlink is finally getting some bids here. It was consolidating, but now it's getting some bids. We'll take a look at Chainlink after we look at Pepe here for Steve. Let's take a look at Pepe now. So we got Pepe currently trading at 11,135, up 7% today. Not as strong as some of the other coins, but still, you know, nice to see that it is moving in conjunction with the rest of the market here to the upside. Looks like you got the bounce off the 200-day moving average finally. This thing got as low as 9,811, and the 200-day moving average was sitting at 99.87. So it actually lost the 200-day moving average earlier today, but now we're getting a nice bounce, nice bullish engulfing candle, getting rid of that red candle from yesterday. Invalidating all that price action this week, seems like, and we're getting back to basically like where we were on Sunday here for Pepe. If I look on the weekly chart, it's probably going to be like yeah, look at that. You got like the beginnings of a hammer candle here. That's good. That's the price reversal candle. That means that Pepe on the weekly chart might be seeing some better weeks ahead of it, going into next week and the week after that, going into next month here. I like that hammer candle that's starting to form here. I want to see maybe a green hammer candle. You know, let's get into the green this week. Really punish the bears and the shorts out there to tell them that, hey, the bulls are back in control and we're going to go to higher prices here on Pepe. Let's go ahead and go back into the daily time frame here. Okay, so Pepe has been on a uptrend. Looks like we almost we played around with the idea of losing it, but now we're back in the uptrend again, so that's good to see. Okay, and let's see if I do you know, Fibonacci from swing low to swing high here. Okay, from this low here to the high. Actually, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to get the fib extensions here, so I gotta draw it the other way. Back to the fib retracement from here to here. Looking at the 618 is saying that we could get some resistance at 12,600 for Pepe. We'll see how we handle ourselves at that area, and then moving forward, we want to see if we can get back up to 14,000 on Pepe, which is a level that Pepe was trading at back in May comfortably before we lost it. Okay, I think that should be your take profit target number one. Okay, after you get past 12,000, if you want to sell at 12,000 because you're day trading it, that's fine. But I think for the swing traders, 14,000 is a good level for Pepe to be sold at. And then of course we'll see if we can get back up to 16,700 here, like we did in on May 23rd here. Okay. And then going forward, maybe later on in 2025, we see that 19,700 level here for Pepe, which is a level that we were trading at back here in November and December of last year. Okay, when we had a little bit of a altcoin mini season going on here. Okay, but yeah, one level at a time. Let's see if we can recapture 12,000, and then see how we handle ourselves at 14,000. And then, of course, we want to get back to 16,000 on Pepe, and we can continue to remain bullish as long as we're making those higher lows and also trying to make those higher highs here on Pepe. All right, moving on from Pepe, we're going to take a look at the Chainlink, because I got into a long on Chainlink here early this morning. It wasn't my best long. I was kind of late. But let's see what Pepe could do and why I still want to be bullish here on Pepe. I'm sorry, Chainlink here. Chainlink is currently trading at $27.66. Okay, I measured a Fibonacci from the swing low here at 10 bucks up to the high that it made at $26.77, and now we're looking like we're making highs for the day right now at $27.70 here on Chainlink. And the Fibonacci extension, the first level for us to look for is $31 on Chainlink. Okay, I think Chainlink could get to $31 if this Fibonacci extension holds true. Even better level is this 1618 at $36. Okay, 93 cents. However, I did highlight here that Chainlink could get up to $35 and have a problem there, because that is a level that Chainlink was at and got resisted and rejected at back here in like February of 2021. Same thing here in September of 2021 and also November 2021. Those were hard levels for Chainlink to get past. But Chainlink has gotten past that level. We have seen like a $50 Chainlink in May of 2021. I just think 35, 36 is a level for us to watch out for Chainlink. Mainly because those were some levels that it had that it got rejected off of in 2021, and it's also a level where the Fibonacci extension says that we could get up to that level and also face some resistance. So that is what I'm looking for Chainlink. Downside target, you know, if Chainlink decides to peter out and actually consolidate and maybe come down to lower prices, we could revisit this $23.24 level here on Chainlink, which is your 0.786 retracement. Okay, on the move that Chainlink made. But Chainlink right now, still climbing up at the highs of the day, getting a nice solid green candle here. Looks like money is starting to pour into it. Let's go into the oscillators here, see what Chainlink could possibly do here. We have Chainlink at an RSI of 67, which means that it's not overbought quite yet, but it's getting close to it. So it still has room to go to the upside if it wants to. There has been buying pressure in Chainlink over the last 3 days and a couple of weeks here. You had a nice green dot that says that, you know, August 7th was a good day to get into Chainlink. But that was also a good day to get into a lot of cryptos, because we had a little beatdown towards the end of July, if anybody remembers that. Let's see, Stochastic RSI. Let's take a look at Stochastic RSI real quick. Stochastic RSI is in neutral territory. It's not at the very lows like it was on the first week of August, and it's not near the highs that we saw there in the third week of August. Okay, but we are in neutral territory, so we have room to go to the upside, in my opinion, here on Chainlink, if we're allowed to do so. Okay, as long as Bitcoin continues climbing up to higher prices, I think Chainlink will continue on with it. And I think Chainlink is on its way to 30 bucks, 31 bucks, somewhere around that area. That's that 1272 fib extension level there. All right, let's see what my guys here on TikTok are doing and saying. I am doing a live stream on TikTok and YouTube. Hope you guys are enjoying the live stream so far. If you are, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys haven't already, TikTok guys, all you gotta do is double tap your screen. Ooh, okay, that was a little bit loud. Alfred is saying some crazy stuff right now. He's saying that we are down huge on alts. We are screwed. What altcoin are you in? Because a lot of these altcoins are up 10% today. And you got Aerodrome up like 19%. Ethereum up 12%. So which altcoin are you in that you feel like you're getting screwed right now? I'm a bit curious. Put in a request for the altcoin that's screwing you the worst. Let's go ahead and take a look at Solana, because Kian was talking about it. And then I guess we'll take a look at Ethereum at some point here. I got all the oscillators here. Look at this, okay? We just had a green dot show up on Market Cypher B today for Solana, saying that today is the day to be buying Solana if you haven't done so already. Usually when you get a green dot on the daily time frame here on Market Cypher B, you get a few good days ahead of you. So I think in this weekend is going to be a good weekend for Solana, based on this Market Cypher B price action, based on the fact that we're already up 15 bucks today on Solana and we're up 8%. So that's good to see on the daily time frame here. Okay. Looking at MACD for Solana, you did have selling pressure, obviously, in the first week of August, last week of July. Got you a little bit of buying pressure to get you up to like 210 bucks on Solana, but now selling pressure was a little bit confusing here. You did get some selling pressure, but now we're starting to get our green candle again here for some buying pressure on Solana. So I think Solana could be the sleeper. I know Ethereum is having its day in the sun, and everybody's talking about Ethereum going up to all-time highs, but I think Solana is going to try to play catch-up here going into September. I think it might be a good high market cap altcoin to get into. Disclaimer, I already own some Solana, so I would be benefiting from Solana going up to higher prices. Khan, we actually looked at Chronos. That was actually one of the first requests. You know, not to just, you know, basically, I'll just give you a quick summary about what I think Chronos could do. I think Chronos is going to be on its way to like 17 cents and then 19 cents as a second take profit target. Okay, so be on the lookout for that for Chronos. Let's see, XRP guy is saying hi to everybody, and Jack Sasser says scale was up 28% today. That's cool. Alright, you want me to take a look at scale? Alright, we'll take a look at scale. I'll put that as a request in. Guys, get your requests in now because this is going to be a shorter live stream because I gotta get ready for the weekend here. Usually I do 2-hour live streams, but this one's going to be a 1-hour live stream, and I started about 30 minutes ago, so you got 30 minutes left for me here. Alright, so that was the only requests I see so far? We're going to look at scale, and then what else? Nair. We got Nair Protocol as another request. Alright. And we've already looked at Pepe and Chronos. And is that a request for Pango? Which is one of the better performing meme coins in 2025. Alright, yep, we'll take a look at Pango. Thanks for the requests. Alright, so let's take a look at scale after I finish off here on Solana. So with Solana, right, I think Solana is still going to head on its way to the 618 retracement at 220 bucks. 220 to $225 is the upside target. We already hit the $195 target, which is the 0.5 retracement here. Ooh, what did I do? I just messed that up. Let me see. Let me go ahead and lock that in. $195 was your 0.5 retracement that we've already hit for Solana. So now the next level we're looking for is 219 and 225. And eventually we would want to see Solana get up to like 253. I think that could happen in like September or October later on this year. Okay. We'll see how Solana does. Okay. But moving on from Solana, let's go ahead and take a look at the scale. And it's on Coinbase. Interesting. But could I get more data off of Bitstamp? I think I could. Alright, so scale is currently trading at just under 4 cents. Up 10% today. You're trading at 0.0379 pennies, so we'll just say 3,794. Actually, no, I'll say 3 pennies. About 0.037 pennies. Okay. What do we got here for scale? I never looked at this chart before. Looks like it had its best days here in March of 2024. Then we lost all that momentum to the downside, and then here we are with scale trying to get back up with a little bit of an altcoin season in November and December of 2024, only for us to then make lower highs, lower lows, and it looks similar to like a lot of these other altcoins, right? But that was the downtrend that it was in. It exited the downtrend, looks like around here in June of 2025. And now you're starting to catch some bids here. And the fact that you're above the 200-day moving average, this red line, makes me bullish on this asset. I can be bullish once you get above the 200-day moving average, so that's good to see. Looks like you try to come down and retest the 200-day, but you got front run a little bit, and now we're catching some bids here again. So that's interesting. What I'll do now is I'll do a fib, going from the swing low to the swing high here. Actually, I always draw the fibs the other way, because I want to get the fib extension, right? So fib extension from high to low. Wow. Okay, so the 618 is at about 4 pennies here, and you actually came up to 4 pennies earlier today. Let's see how we handle ourselves at that 4 penny level, and then maybe we can make a leap forward to higher prices at that 4.5 cent level. That's going to be your 786 retracement for scale. That could be your first take profit target if you're day trading it. If you're in it for a swing trade or a longer trade, then you're looking for 5 cents, like you hit back here in August 14th. And then you got the 1272 fib extension at 6 cents. 6 cents is a target here, 0.062 pennies to be exact. And then the 1618 says this thing could get up to 7 pennies, 7.5 pennies here. And if it does that, I would hit the sell button, because you basically doubled your price here. You doubled your money here on scale if it does get up to like 7.5 cents. To the downside, right? Don't lose this low from yesterday at 0.029 pennies, because if you do lose that, you might have to come down to the 200-day moving average, which is sitting at 0.024 pennies. Okay, 2.5 pennies, which I think is going to be confluent with this 0.236 retracement. So this is the red zone. This could be a good buy zone if you actually are lucky enough to get this at 2.5 cents. But if if Bitcoin is ripping to the upside and the altcoins are going with it, this might have been your low for the week, and you might be going to high prices here for scale. Let's take a look at the oscillators real quick. RSI at 61, so you have the permission to go to the upside if you want to. You're not overbought. Buying pressure is in, but it was dying off. It looks like it's starting to come back in again on the MACD here. And then market cipher B, you did have a red dot on August 18th. The beautiful part about having a red dot is that the next dot's going to be a green dot. So you're just waiting for that green buy dot to say that, yeah, now's a good time to be buying scale. But I could endorse you getting into scale right now. Yeah. You kind of missed the last move. You missed the move here from yesterday and today. But I would probably put the stop loss right at that 3 penny level here. Okay, don't lose 3 pennies. And if you don't lose 3 pennies, then you can ride this thing up to higher prices. Alright, Chris wants to look at XRP. Alright, I think we'll probably finish off on XRP. We'll do that one towards the end. Thank you for the request. Let's move on to NEAR protocol. Alright, so we're looking at NEAR protocol, currently trading at $2.64, up 8% today. Also having a good day like the rest of the altcoins. You got your bullish engulfing green candle here, invalidating all the price action in the last 3 days, so that's good to see. You're kind of getting some rejection off of the 200-day moving average, which has acted as a bully in the past. That 200-day moving average is at 263. Let's see if we can actually stay above the 200-day moving average this time. So that way I can now flip from being bearish to bullish on NEAR protocol. And if we can do that, then yeah, we want to get above the previous highs here in August when we saw like $3.04 here on NEAR protocol. That could be your daytime. If you're day trading it, that could be your day trading target. Take profit target 1. If you're in it for a swing trade, then I think 337 is going to be an area of interest here, because that was where you had a high back in May 10th of 2025 here. 337 is also an area that you were trading sideways, so people back here in February were getting in at 337, and they might be anxious to click the sell button just to break even. It's also a level here to look out for, because you kind of got to bounce off that level here in September 2024. And this is also a level where you were trading sideways back in February of 2024. So I think 337 is a take profit target 2 for Near Protocol. But as I said, the first take profit target is probably going to be $3.04 here. The highs back here in August. You could also say 310 as well if you want to push it to like the highs back here in July. That should be another area. This should be the area that you should be taking profit if you're in it for the short term. If you're day trading it, short term swing trading it, I would be trying to aim for $3 here on Near Protocol. Chris, you got all these requests here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to them because I'm just trying to do a 1 hour live stream, not the usual 2 hour live stream here. We already talked about Chainlink earlier in the live stream. I think Chainlink's going to be heading to like $31 for a take profit target, and then the second take profit target is going to be like $35 for Chainlink. Appreciate that request. Those are my thoughts on Chainlink. And then on the downside, Chainlink might come back down to 23 bucks before it bounces off of that area again. All right. So that's Near Protocol upside targets, downside targets. You know, just don't lose the low that you made here earlier today. You actually came down to like 236, and don't lose that low from August 2nd at like 230. So don't lose 230, and I think you can continue to be bullish here on Near Protocol. Moving on from Near to Pengu. Yeah, sure. We're looking on Binance Exchange. Oh wow, I might have to redraw my Fibonacci here, because you know this is some way back, you know, in June when Pengu was making a run to higher prices here, and it looks like Pengu has hit all the fib extensions that I had here. We have to redraw that, but yeah, Pengu is trading at 3.5 pennies. And we had a 3618 extension saying that this thing could get 4 pennies, and it did. It actually got to like 4.5 pennies on July 23rd. So let me just redraw this. This is like old data, and it's kind of crazy how like a month could turn all the data old in just 1 month's time here. All right, so measuring, right? We'll do the Fibonacci on Pengu. From that 4.5.046 penny level down to, are we gonna count this as a swing low? Yeah, we'll count this as a swing low here. Alright, so Pengu looks like it should have some resistance at that 0.038 penny level, just shy of 4 cents. And then if we are going to go past that level here, then you know we'll see if we can get up to that all-time high on Pengu at 0.046 pennies. And then we can get past that level, then you got the 1272 fib extension saying that this thing could get up to like 5.5 pennies, basically 0.056 pennies. Let me go ahead and lock this in. And then you got a 1618 saying that wow, Pengu could get up to like 0.069 pennies here. I think that might be a nice target for some people. You know, 69, just shy of 7 pennies. I wouldn't be surprised if some people put their sell orders at that level. Just like when Bitcoin finished 2021 at $69,000. Got a bunch of jokesters out there, a bunch of funny people out there. So yeah, Pengu. Just level by level, like if it does go down to low prices, we are still eyeballing this 0.027 penny level here. Could act as support. Even better support would probably be the 50-day moving average at 0.021 pennies, which is going to start being confluent with this 0.382 level at 0.023 pennies. Let me just show that to my TikTok guys here. But yeah, this is a level that I think Pangu could get some strong support if it even does come down to that level. But the way Pangu has been operating all throughout 2025, it's very bullish. I highly doubt we come down to this 50-day moving average. I'd be surprised if we did. But if we do, that should be the support area right there. Let's take a look at the oscillators. See what Pangu's doing on the oscillators. So the RSI is relatively, it's in neutral territory at 51. So we have the rocket fuel, all this rocket fuel to go up to the upside if we want to. And if we're allowed to do so on Pangu. Looking at MACD, looks like kind of like a double bottom here on selling pressure. Selling pressure is dying down the last few days here, so Pangu might be getting ready for a run going into September. Be ready for that, guys. Keep that selling pressure dying down, and I think you'll be all right to see a run for Pangu. And then market cipher B is not even showing a green dot yet on Pangu, but we did have a red dot on Tuesday, August 12th. And you would expect the next dot's going to be a green dot, and you're just waiting for that green dot to give you the confirmation that you could be buying Pangu and getting a good few days and maybe a good week or two of bullish price action once you see that green dot showing up here. And then even on the stochastic RSI is also pretty relatively low here for Pangu, so that's good to see. I think Pangu could be ready to be making a bull run here, a bullish move to the upside. I would be targeting 4.5 pennies. I might actually get into a long on this myself. That's good to see. All right, moving on from Pangu, we'll take a look at XRP. And then let's see. I think I might be able to fit Dogecoin in there and Zig Chain, okay? Let's see how fast I'm able to analyze XRP. And then we'll try to do a Dogecoin after that. Alright, taking a look at XRP. XRP back at $3.04, up 6.7% today. And good to see XRP above $3, the psychological target. That was not only a psychological target, but it was also a Fibonacci target as well. Let me go ahead and try to bring this to the front here. Okay, yeah, so that 0.618, $2.99 area is an important area for us to try to maintain here for XRP. Once we're able to stay at $3 and stay comfortably above it, we're probably going to end up heading towards that $3.28 target here on XRP, which is your 0.786 retracement. This was also a level that traders were settling up here back in the first week of August and the second week of August. So let's see if we can recapture that 328, 330 level here. And then we'll probably end up heading towards 366 to the upside for XRP, which was your high for the year. I know some people are saying all-time highs, but XRP has been at like $3.80 on some of the cryptocurrency exchanges back in like 2017. So not quite all-time high, but getting close to it. And then, of course, upside targets on XRP are $4.13 and $4.74, where you got your 1618 and your 1272 fib extension. And then even better is your 2618, saying that XRP could get up to 650, maybe later on in 2025, and that's a double from where you are right now. Now, if XRP, I'm going to just talk about the downside target. If we get a fake out for whatever reason, this is not going to be a move to the upside, and we actually go to the downside here, then we might see XRP come down to this 0.382 level here at $2.57, which is also where the 50-day moving average is sitting at around like 261. So there's a lot of support here for XRP if we do get down to like 260. I would say that's your first downside target for XRP. Okay. All right, moving on from XRP, we'll actually take a look at Dogecoin. I got the time and energy to do so, so why not? And what is Dogecoin doing here? Dogecoin's at 23.5 cents, up 9.6% today. I do have previous chart work here showing that this 23.5 cent level is an important level. This is your golden pocket. We're getting back into the golden pocket now. We might just kind of chill out here for a little bit before we try to make a run up to 25 cents here on Dogecoin. All right, get past that level and then maybe we can get up to 28 cents for Dogecoin. All right, downside targets on Dogecoin going to be your 50-day moving average at 20 cents and also your 200-day moving average at roughly 20 cents as well. And that's also the 0.382 level is 20 cents. So I think 20 cents, not only is it a Fibonacci target and a moving average target, it's also a psychological target. I feel like a lot of people would try to buy Dogecoin at 20 cents, thinking that it's a relatively cheaper price than buying it at 23 or 24 cents. So that should be a good support zone if we ever get down to that level. And let's take a look at the oscillators here. Stochastic RSI is low on Dogecoin, meaning that we have the rocket fuel to go up to the upside if we want to. Market cipher B doesn't have a green dot yet, but you are waiting for that green dot to give you confirmation that you'll have a good few days ahead of you if you see that green dot coming in on the daily time frame for market cipher B. Moving on to the MACD, you are getting less selling pressure, and you're getting less selling pressure compared to what you had back here in July and August, so that is good to see. Maybe you can finally get a nice bull run, not that weak one that you had here in August, but maybe a better bull run like you did in July for Dogecoin. So that is good to see here on the MACD. And then as far as RSI goes, RSI 54.6 is neutral territory. You have room to go up to the upside if you want. You have the blessing and the permission to do so as long as Bitcoin is heading up to higher prices. I think Dogecoin will do the same. Okay, so that's Dogecoin in a nutshell. Your highest target to look for on Dogecoin is going to be a 1618 at 37 cents. I think that's still a possibility here later on in 2025. Alright, so that's Dogecoin, and now we'll take a look at Zig Chain, and that's going to be it for today. We're going to finish off on Bitcoin, and that's going to be it. Meredith trying to sneak in Cardano here. You just arrived, you went all in on Cardano early this morning. What are your thoughts? Maybe I could sneak in Cardano there for you. But let's go ahead and take a look at Zig Chain first. On Gate.io. Zig Chain currently trading at just under 11 pennies, up 6.1% today. I see a downtrend that you need to actually get out of for Zig Chain. This could act as selling resistance and pressure, probably at like 11.5 cents is what I'm thinking. That you could get some resistance on Zig Chain. It is nice to see that you are above the moving averages, so the moving averages aren't going to act as resistance. If anything, they'll act as support. Your downside target would be about 0.098 pennies is where your 50-day moving average is sitting at. That's probably going to be a good support if you do go down to those levels. And I think I'm going to throw on the VRVP for this one. As I zoom out, Zig Chain has traded and has a good amount of data going back to like March of 2024 here. February of 2024. Okay. And I'll throw on that VRVP indicator. And you can see that the value area is just squeezed tightly between 11 cents and 8.5 cents. And you got your point of control at like this blue line at 9.5 cents. If you get past pretty much where you're at right now, if you can get past like 11 cents, there's not that much volume here on the VRVP. You could shoot up to higher prices in no time for no reason, and probably come up to like maybe the levels that you were at back here in December when you were at like 13-14 pennies here. And you did have a high target here of like 18 pennies. 17, yeah, about 0.179 pennies to be exact. Okay, Zig chain. Let's see. I'm gonna try to do a Fibonacci on to see if the fib extensions agree with those targets. We said 14 and 18 cents were areas to look for. We're just gonna go from this swing high right here down to this. We'll just say the swing low right here. And look at that. Well, yeah, 14 pennies is a level to look for because that was originally the level that you're at. Roughly here on July 24th. But you have a 1272 fib extension at roughly 15.5 pennies. And then you got a 1618 at 18 pennies. So yeah, I think 18 pennies is your target for Zig chain to the upside here. So those are your upside downside targets for Zig chain. We'll take a look now at Cardano, and then we're gonna finish off on Bitcoin, and that's it. I got things I gotta do today, guys. All right. We're looking at Cardano, currently trading at 91 cents, up 8% today. Where could Cardano? You said you got in today. Hopefully you got in at good prices. 85 cents was a very solid level for Cardano to be at, and it was holding it for the most part throughout the last few days here. When it was at the lows of the days. I think Cardano is probably going to be on its way to 93 cents. Like, well, it actually, I think it hit 93 cents. Yeah. Yeah, it hit 93 cents earlier today. So, 93 cents was a target that it was at around on July 21st. That's why we were targeting that. And I think this fib extension, I think these Fibonacci is still good to give us the upside targets. We have upside targets of $1.04 for Cardano, and then you have another target here of $1.18 to the upside here. That's your 1618 fib extension at $1.18, and then 2618. You know, if we're gonna continue being bullish on Cardano, you got $1.58 as probably your target for Cardano and the end of 2025 going into the 2026 here. So that is upside targets for Cardano. Downside target, I'm not sure if you're day trading it. If you're day trading it, I probably put the stop loss at 85 cents. Or even below the candlewick low here at 82 cents. But downside target, if we do come down lower on Cardano, we could revisit the 618 fib extension at 78-79 cents here, that golden pocket level, and we could even come down to where we got some solid support here at 72 cents, which is where your 200-day moving average is sitting at, that red line, and you got the 0.5 retracement at 73.5 cents. So those are your downside targets if Cardano, for whatever reason, decides to come down, and not in a good way. Alright, I think that should be it. Yeah, we're gonna finish off on Bitcoin. You got in at 86 cents, Meredith, and you're not day trading. Yeah, I wouldn't really be day trading unless you really feel comfortable with your trading skills here. But yeah, if you're day trading, I'd probably put the stop loss at like 82 cents or 85 cents for a tighter stop loss. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. See what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin did get up to $117,000, but looks like it's kind of chilling out, relaxing a little bit. Maybe some profit taking going on at this level. We want to see Bitcoin reclaim the 117,900 level here. Actually, no. I said 117. I meant to say 118,900 level. So that 0.786 retracement is a level for us to look for to the upside. Maybe we might get that later on this weekend if we're going to continue being bullish here on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to not be bullish but just goes trading sideways, that wouldn't be surprising because you got the 618 at 114,500 and 115,300. is a level that Bitcoin might consolidate at if it's not going to get any more bids here, but not get any more sells either. I think we can put the 111.4K level to bed for now. That was an area that we were looking to buy at for Bitcoin, because that's your 0.5 retracement. It's also a level where the 50-day moving average was going to try to provide support here, so we kind of front ran that just now, the 50-day, and also we didn't really quite get down to that 0.5 level here. But 111, yeah, we got down to $111,600 for Bitcoin, and we kind of front ran that a little bit to higher prices here. Remember, this is just a zone. It doesn't have to be the exact number. But I think, yeah, if you're in Bitcoin, you can put your stop loss at 111,400. If we lose that, then that means that everything that we did today was for nothing, and Bitcoin is still in a downtrend. And lower prices on Bitcoin we could see Bitcoin get down to 108K or 104K, which is your 0.382 and your 0.236. 0.236, there's very strong support here for Bitcoin at 104K, because that's where you got your 100-day moving average. Anybody that's using moving averages is probably going to put their buy orders in at this level here. But hopefully we don't see that. And this is starting to look like possibly like a double bottom here for Bitcoin on the chart pattern, if you're doing chart patterns here. And the way the double bottom goes here is you measure from where the bottoms are at to the top in between the two bottoms. And I already did this earlier, but from the bottom to the top in between the two bottoms, and you just take that measured move, right? You put it on top of the top, that's in between the two bottoms, and you get a measured move here that says that Bitcoin can get up to like $136,000 at some point here, if this double bottom actually plays out to the T. And the $136,000 price target is a Fibonacci. It's in between the Fibonacci extensions, between 1272 and the 1618. You got $131,000 Bitcoin, which I think could happen in September, and $140,000 Bitcoin, which could also possibly happen in September as well. I wouldn't expect that in August. We only got like 1 week left here. Maybe you might get that $130,000 Bitcoin in the next week if we get more bullish news and catalysts going forward. But right now, I would just be happy to see Bitcoin just reclaim that all-time high at 124,500. That would be good for the altcoins, and it would be good for Bitcoin as well. So that's going to be it for today's live stream. Let's see, we got Crypto Cruz just came in, said Powell to pump my bags, and he said oh, you told Powell to pump your bags, and he said he'll think about it. Yeah, he never gives you a solid answer, that guy. But I'm glad that he said the right things today to get the markets to go to the upside, because it was looking a little bit bleak there these last few days here. But yeah, I think cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is now going to be pricing in a rate cut for September. Jerome Powell said the things that he needed to say to get the markets to start heading in that direction. And it would be a big rug pull if they don't cut interest rates in September, based on what he said today and based on the data that we've been getting. And we're going to be getting some more data. We'll be getting a jobs report first week of September. And then the second week of September, I think we'll be getting the CPI inflation report again. And then like the third week of September is when they actually, September 17th is when they actually going to possibly cut interest rates. So be on the lookout for that as well. But also be on the lookout for my live streams. I don't go live on the weekends. I'm probably going to take Saturday and Sunday off. But let's plan on seeing me again here on Monday afternoon around the same time here, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll take a look at cryptocurrencies. Hopefully we have a good weekend coming up here. I think we'll have a good weekend for altcoins here. But we shall see. And that's why we're always looking at the charts here to figure out what the next moves might be here. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next live stream.